the surface, and welcome to another 20 takeaways from a TDA. This week we're focusing on The Setting Sun in the Rolling World by Charles Mungoshi, and also Wired for Story, Using Brain Science to Hook Readers from the Very First Sentence by Lisa Crone. Also mixed in there are other stories from Unit 1. Let's take a look at the one that we focused on the most, which is this one here. The setting can play a crucial role in a story. Each element of a story can be impacted by the physical setting, character, plot, imagery, figurative language, etc. How does the setting help the reader to examine the theme in The Setting Sun in the Rolling World? Use evidence from the text to develop your answer. Well, already, I have a few things that we can write down from takeaways just using this prompt. Okay, so I'll label this. Setting Sun TDA 20 takeaways. Oh, okay, Miles. I hear you, buddy. You trying to get your bottle there? Oh, it fell. 1 second, audience. This? Now, oh boy. All right. So 20 takeaways. Number one takeaway is look how often the word setting is repeated. Right? 3 times. So number 1, look for repeated words in the prompt. And there's Miles playing. Number 2, use the repeated words from the prompt in your title, comma, thesis, comma, and all subsequent topic sentences and explanations. Now we're cooking. All right. Oh, I hear you, Miles. All right, so let's take a look at someone who looked at the setting and used the prompt in their title. Setting and theme in Zimbabwe. Here's the high frequency repetition. Here's the other important part of the prompt. And there's the setting of the story, which is Zimbabwe. So this is kind of repetition even in the title itself. Well done. They have set up along the side a breakdown of the parts of the TDA. Let's make that our third takeaway. Break down. All right, Miles. Okay, Miles. Break down the TDA parts in the margins. This will not be done forever, but this should definitely be common practice until about March or so. So break down the TDA parts into margins. That means attention getter, thesis, then you skip a line, then topic sentence, context, quotation, and explanation. Right? This here is a body paragraph. And these 2 things here are an introductory paragraph. That's right, Miles. All right. Part 4. Well, let's take a look. Looks like they break it down here. The setting is connected to the story in important ways. That's kind of a combination of attention getter and thesis statement. Not a bad idea. The setting helps the reader to examine a theme. So they answer the sentence or the question. Hold on, Miles. They answer the sentence in the affirmative, right? The setting helps the reader to examine a theme. Let's see if they get into it with a little more specificity in their topic sentence. So here's their topic sentence here. Notice that they skipped a line and even put X's. Yeah, I wouldn't do that normally, but if we're really trying to highlight it as a class, not a bad idea. All right, so takeaway number 4. Organize your thoughts. Spaces, indents, right? The setting is dusty and hard to live on. Well, there's our topic sentence. Next is context. And our number 5 note, context is background. The background can refer back to the, hold on Miles, can refer to the story. Oh, can refer to the concepts or skills that were the focus of that week. All right, let's take a baby pause. Okay, so takeaway number 5, context, that's background, story, concept, and skills. All right, so here's their context. The short story begins. Ooh, I love that sentence starter. Good sentence starter right there. With a description of Zimbabwe and old Musoni's land. Musoni's, that's his land, so we put a little apostrophe there. All right, so reminder number 6. Musoni, right, that's the character's name. That's his land. Just like it might be surfaces, but his name ends with an S. So you can put another S or you can just leave it hanging and you can put surfaces T. Or maybe you want to put the sun, Namo's. Namo's opinion, right? Apostrophe S, ends with an S or apostrophe, right? They own this thing. They own that thing. They own this thing. Number 7. Oh my goodness, we're almost at the halfway mark. Quote. Oh, that must be our evidence or quotation. I forgot to put that in a margin. All right. So there's the quote. Old Musoni raised his dusty eyes from his hoe. Well, this is a quote from the story, right? So number 7, always use quotations as evidence in your body paragraphs. You do not want to include quotations in your introduction. That's not the place for it. All right, number 8. This description illustrates. Oh. Always follow a quote. A quotation with a this noun verb. The example from this one was this description illustrates. This description illustrates. You could also put this imagery reveals. You could also put this setting emphasizes. You could also put a bajillion combinations of nouns, person, places, or things, right? And verbs, actions. So always follow a quotation with a this noun verb. Number 9. Let's see what they did. They said, this description illustrates how difficult it is to survive on his farmland. The word dusty connotes negative, comma, unclean feelings. Nice use of a double adjective there, right? So, use connotation, connotes, and start by pointing out whether the word choice is positive or negative. If the land were more clean, the sun would want to stay. This is called, the different verb moods, this is called the conditional. Please shine down on me.
How do you know I see you?
I heard you singing coming down the stairs. Yeah. How's it going, bud? You have a good bath?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What am I wearing tonight?
Oh, man, those PJs are spot on. A conditional sentence will start with if. This is usually used in science, right? It's a hypothesis where you posit something or you suppose something or you claim something, right? I would posit, I would suppose, I would claim. And they say, if the land were more clean, right? So it was described as dusty in the quotation. They reversed, right? They come up with an antonym for dusty, clean. If the land were more clean, comma, the sun would want to stay, right? So they were describing the setting, they were addressing the prompt. They could probably put a little bit more involving theme, right? So the message that parents and their children often disagree on what the best future would be, could be another sentence or two's work. Okay? All right. Let me get a fresh sheet of paper.